Sound check. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The joint opening ceremonies of the 33rd National Statistics Month and 15th National Convention on Statistics will start in a few minutes. At this point, may we request everybody to be seated and watch a short video of hotel security plan and house rules. Thank you. Okay, so the hotel security plan and house rules will be played later on. And may we request everybody to be seated?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the joint opening ceremonies of the 33rd National Statistics Month and the 15th National Convention on Statistics. I am Rosalinda P. Bautista,
And I'm Nodi Dison.
and it is our privilege to be your masters of ceremonies this morning.
To begin our program, we invite everyone to kindly rise for the doxology and the singing of the Philippine National Anthem to be led by the UP Singing Ambassadors. There seems to be a miscommunication. Please be seated. Naka-live po tayo. Totoo na po ito. So may we invite everyone to kindly rise for the doxology and the singing of the Philippine National Anthem to be led by the UP Singing Ambassadors. Thank you very much, the UP Singing Ambassadors. This gathering promises to be special as the opening of the 15th National Convention on Statistics coincides with the 33rd National Statistics Month. The Philippine Statistical System celebrates the 15th NCS and 33rd NSM to promote, enhance, and instill nationwide awareness and appreciation of the importance and value of statistics. The 15th NCS and 33rd NSM revolve around the theme, boosting the country's recovery with informed decisions, better policies. The theme emphasizes the critical role of statistics in crafting the most appropriate decisions and policies that are needed to boost effort for recovery. And now, to officially start our program, may I request the National Statistician and Civil Registrar General of the Philippine Statistics Authority, the Honorable Undersecretary Claire Dennis S. Mapa, to deliver the welcome remarks.
To Senator Win Gatchalian, who will be joining us in a while. Of course, our board chairman of the Philippine Statistics Authority Board, Secretary Arsenio Embalisacan. Former national statistician, Dr. Lisa Bersales. My former deputy national statistician and now the president of the Philippine Statistical Association Incorporated, former Assistant Secretary Rosalinda Bautista, former NACB Secretary General Dr. Romulo Berola, good to see you, former Deputy National Statistician Romeo Myong Reside. Of course, I also saw June Celda, former SRTC Executive Director, and also Dr. Sita Albacea, now professor at the UPLB Institute of Statistics and former Executive Director of the PSRTI, Assistant Secretary Henry Bensorto of the Department of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Ronald Golding, our partner, Director General of the Senate Economic Policy Office, officials from the Philippine Statistics Authority, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of us. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to the joint opening ceremonies of the 33rd National Statistics Month and the 15th National Convention on Statistics, or the NCS. It is October once again, an exciting and busy month for the Philippine Statistical System, as it is our National Statistics Month. I am also a member of the economic community, and there's always this discussion why the Philippine Statistical System is celebrating the National Statistics Month, the whole month, while the PES is just celebrating it for a week. So after 2 years of holding the 31st and the 32nd National Statistics Month opening ceremonies online, we are back to celebrate it face-to-face, and I'm very happy to share with you that we are also commencing the 15th National Convention on Statistics, a much-awaited event that we are celebrating every 3 years. This is what makes this year's celebration special. We get together to hold this year's National Convention on Statistics to provide a venue for discussion on recent studies on innovations and methodologies to improve and develop our statistical system and recent statistical researches in the different sectors of the country. About 55 NCS simultaneous sessions will feature 177 scientific papers from distinguished experts and authors who responded to the call for papers for this year's 15th NCS. 3 years had passed since the last NCS, and this time in between were challenging for all of us. We have felt the experience, the impact of the pandemic in our daily lives and in our economy. We had experienced restricted mobility, and some of us even lost loved ones. Some establishments has to close down, resulting to loss of economic opportunities for many of our countrymen, and it had impact on our economy. What a relief that this year the country is now on the road to recovery as people have adapted to the new normal of working, schooling, and getting together. The country has opened its door to foreign visitors, and the local government units have allowed both local and international tourists to travel. We are also delighted to be able to organize this face-to-face convention with the easing of the community restrictions. This year's National Statistics Month's theme, Boosting the Country's Recovery with Informed Decisions, Better Policies, aims to emphasize the role of statistics in the pursuit of economic recovery. Evidence-based policy and decision-making aimed at achieving full recovery of the country is made possible through relevant and reliable statistics, as this provides a more comprehensive picture of the issues at hand. For instance, health planners need to base their measure on sound statistics about mortality and morbidity in addressing public health issues. As the country's recovery continues to accelerate, let us consider that everyone has a significant role to play. Public and the private sectors must take part in providing and producing the right data, actively participate in economic activities, and make informed decisions out of the relevant and available information. As we all know, the National Statistics Month celebration aims to promote, enhance, and instill awareness and appreciation of the importance and value of statistics and elicit cooperation and support of the general public in upgrading the quality and standards of statistics in our country. During the month-long celebration of the National Statistics Month, we want to emphasize the value of more evidence-based planning and decision-making as we steer the country towards recovery. The conduct of the 33rd National Statistics Month and the 15th National Convention on Statistics provide best venues in underscoring the importance and relevance of statistics in the various sectors of the society. On its 33rd year, the National Statistics Month continue to get support from the different government agencies, local government units, the academe, media, development partners, and the private sectors through the conduct and participation to the different activities in line with the 33rd National Statistics Month celebration. This is also reflected in the number of attendees today, more than 1,000, and registered participants to the 15th National Convention on Statistics. The Philippine statistical system as well continues to strengthen its role as a front runner in upholding the importance of statistics in nation building, as demonstrated by its passion and commitment in the generation of relevant and accurate statistics, which is not hindered by adverse circumstances. There are a lot of things in store for us today and the following days with the conduct of simultaneous scientific sessions. I hope you will enjoy listening to the paper presentations. We also have the Statistical Information Management exhibit, which we launched earlier. Recognition to our media practitioners for their significant role and contribution in promoting and popularizing the official statistical information. We have 2 plenary sessions with set of presenters and panelists, and we have also the 23rd Faculty Student Conference on the Statistical Sciences, and we'd like to welcome our students joining us in this activity. We also have the Philippine Statistical Association Incorporated Best Student Paper Competition and Special Session. And of course, to lighten up, we have the 5th Philippine Statistics Authority SACE. Again, our deepest gratitude to all our partners for your support to the annual celebration of the National Statistics Month, as well as to the conduct of this year's National Convention of Statistics. Your commitment and cooperation are truly admirable. May this event be a venue for us to share experience, knowledge, expertise, and skills in statistics to improve ourselves, the society, and the quality of life of all Filipinos. On behalf of the Philippine Statistics Authority and the Philippine Statistical System, I welcome you all to the 33rd National Statistics Month and the 15th National Convention on Statistics. Magandang umaga at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Undersecretary Dennis S. Mapa, for a very warm welcome on a rainy Monday morning. At this point, let me now introduce to you our next speaker. He is an economist with extensive development policy, governance, and administration expertise acquired from over 35 years of professional work as a government official, non-governmental organization executive, economic advisor, researcher, and professor. A former professor of the University of the Philippines School of Economics for 3 decades, he is presently a cabinet member of the Philippine government, serving as the Secretary of the National Economic and Development Authority, a post he had previously held from 2012 to 2016. He also served as the inaugural chairperson of the Philippine Competition Commission from 2016 to 2022. Previous to his cabinet appointment in 2012, he was the dean of the UP School of Economics, director chief executive of the Southeast Asian Regional Center for Graduate Study and Research in Agriculture, or SHARCA, and the Undersecretary for Policy and Planning of the Department of Agriculture. And before joining the UP faculty in 1987, he was a research fellow at the East-West Center in Honolulu and economist at the World Bank in Washington, D.C. A member of the National Academy of Science and Technology since 2008, he holds a PhD in economics from the University of Hawaii, a master's in agricultural economics from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and BS in agriculture from the Mariano Marcos State University. To deliver the inspirational message, let us all welcome Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan of the National Economic Development and Authority. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much for that generous introduction. Honorable Senator Win Gatchalian, whom I understand is on his way to the hall. Undersecretary and National Statistician Dennis Mapa, former National Statistician and a good friend Lisa Bersales, former National Statistician or National Statistical Coordinating Board, Secretary General Romy Virola, and the of PSAI President Rose Bautista. I'm also pleased to see my former DA colleague, and former PSA Deputy National Statistician Romy Reside, friends and colleagues from the government, academe, and private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Foremost, congratulations to the Philippine Statistical System, or PSS, for organizing the month-long celebration of the 33rd National Statistics Month and the Philippine Statistics Authority, for spearheading the NSM preparations with the 15th National Convention on Statistics as its kick-off event. Congratulations also to the members of the NSM and NCS Steering Committee and subcommittees who gave their time and provided valuable inputs during the preparations for these activities. The COVID-19 pandemic truly brought with it a health and economic crisis of unprecedented scale. Especially during the early days of the crisis in 2020, our country and world's future was clouded with much uncertainty. As we imposed painful lockdowns, questions as to what lies ahead occupied our minds. Even so, our society seized various opportunities that opened up in the midst of the crisis. First, we witnessed how the public and private sectors can work together to mitigate the impact of the pandemic. Government agencies continued to provide critical public and social services and coordinated its policy responses with the private sector through various virtual platforms. The PSA was able to resume its operation immediately due to the exemption granted by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases. Second, we also saw how businesses, both large and small, shifted their operations to the digital sphere by capitalizing on work-from-home arrangements, reorganizing their commercial practices, and fully utilizing online platforms. Private individuals and organizations also demonstrated their corporate social responsibilities by implementing innovative strategies to provide support services targeted to the most vulnerable segments of our society. In the education sector, students were introduced a wide array of reference materials available online, and educators employed creative and ingenious means to deliver their lessons. In all of the settings I mentioned, technology and data were embraced as tools and resources to support economic activity and protect socioeconomic welfare. With the aid of statistics, especially in monitoring COVID-19 cases, the public sector, in consultation with experts and stakeholders, was able to formulate policies to mitigate the scaring impact of the pandemic. One example is how the Bayanihan programs were introduced to pump prime and revive the economy from the significant contraction it had suffered in 2020. In 2021, the economy rebounded with a 5.7% growth rate in its gross domestic product, or GDP. For the first half of 2022, our economy expanded by an average of 7.8%, indicating that our recovery is proving to be robust and we are returning to the high growth trajectory we enjoyed prior to the crisis. This year's theme for the 33rd NSM and 15th NCS, boosting the country's recovery with informed decisions, better policies, asserts that policymakers, armed with correct information and data, can design and implement better policies that will help our country sustain its recovery from the scarring inflicted by the pandemic and overcome the significant challenges we are facing today. The challenges are indeed daunting, given the domestic and external risk to growth. In particular, high inflation in food, transport, and energy, disruptions in global and local supply chains, coupled with foreseen recessions and slowdowns of major trading partners, our tight fiscal space and limited absorptive capacity all remain challenges that require the decisive execution of solutions that are informed by careful analysis. We can and must overcome them as a people. The 8-point socioeconomic agenda of the Marcos administration identifies both the short-term and medium-term priorities in order for the country to return to its high-growth trajectory and revigorate high-quality job creation and rapid poverty reduction. Towards these ends, we at NEDA, in collaboration with experts and stakeholders in a whole-of-nation approach, are presently crafting the Philippine Development Plan, our country's development blueprint, anchored on the 8-point development agenda. The PDP will flesh out the administration's priorities by identifying key development and sectoral issues, laying out strategies, programs, and policies, and proposing legislative outputs that would contribute to the achievement of our socioeconomic targets. Let me emphasize that a robust and responsive statistical system is of paramount importance to the design and execution of our plans and programs moving forward. Indeed, we cannot make progress if we do not know where we presently stand and where we are going. The reliable and timely production of relevant statistics help inform and shape our policies such that we are able to precisely identify where interventions are most needed, which segments of the population will be affected by implemented reforms and by how much, and how the strategies will ultimately contribute to our desired socioeconomic targets for indicators such as poverty, GDP per capita and GDP growth, inflation, and employment. Uninformed and unfounded policies do much harm to the public by creating unintended consequences that often take years or decades to mend. With our tight fiscal space, we in the public sector have a paramount responsibility not only to ourselves, but to future generations of Filipinos to ensure that our resources are spent in the most impactful manner possible and to safeguard the sustainability of our economic progress. Thus, harnessing data through new technology will be a key strategy in targeting our interventions and making sure that the economic welfare of the most vulnerable, including the poor, farmers and fisher folk, and the youth, is protected in the short term, even as we adhere to prudent macroeconomic management in the medium and long term. The national ID, coupled with the government's effort to digitally transform our bureaucracy, will enable us to achieve this objective. Our statistical system has improved much over the years, thanks to your vision as well as valuable and persistent efforts. However, much can still be done, and the issues our country will face will only become more and more complex. New approaches and technologies using novel sources of data are becoming common practice. Surely, the circumstances of the past 2 years have provided us enough impetus to learn and adapt, to refuse the temptation to be content with the way we are currently doing things. As a public servant and scholar, I hope that you, statisticians and professionals in government, the academe, and the private sector can collaborate and collectively identify how we can build on this significant progress and advances we have made as we recognize how indispensable statistics and knowledge generation are towards the realization of sound and impactful public policies. With this in mind, let us work together to achieve our long-term aspirations as a Filipino people, that of matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay. Congratulations once again, and a good day to everyone.
Thank you, Secretary Balisacan. Truly, we must overcome these challenges as a people. At this point, we will now play the hotel security plan and house rules. Let's all watch.
The Philippines is known for its wonderful culture. The Philippines is known for its wonderful culture and beautiful islands. But best of all, it is known for the kindness of its people. Hospitality is a trait that is widely practiced in the country. And we at Crown Plaza Manila Galleria aspire to share this quality amongst our peers and most especially to you, our guests.
Hospitality is not just limited to service, but a genuine concern for your well-being. That's why we make sure that you are well informed of our safety and security procedures. Our teams are well trained and equipped to handle emergency situations when quick action is needed.
To ensure quick and professional action in case of emergency, each floor is equipped with sprinklers, portable fire extinguishers, and fire hose cabinets. We have 69 portable fire extinguishers and 63 fire hose cabinets.
In case of an evacuation, simply direct your attention to the exit signs. All of these are located in strategic areas and are illuminated for easy identification. If you stray from the group, simply follow the exit signs that will lead you to safety. Each sleeping and function rooms are equipped with an evacuation plan. Please take the time to review these during your stay with us.
In case of an emergency, stay calm. Announcements will be made through our public address system to inform everyone of the situation. Leave all your belongings behind and allow our staff to assist and direct you to the nearest fire exits. By staying calm, we can direct you to the designated evacuation areas and make sure that everyone is accounted for.
Should a potential crisis arise in your room or you notice anything that deems as an emergency, please dial 1111 for assistance. Our staff will direct you to the assembly point in case of an evacuation. The driveway of the Holiday Inn Manila Galleria is a designated evacuation area. Once there, stay calm and remain in there for your safety. Your comfort and safety are important to us. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Maraming salamat po.
At this point, may we once again call Yusek Dennis Mapa to introduce our next keynote speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce our speaker. Our guest of honor is a steadfast advocate of the pro-taxpayer policies. He is also a stand supporter of the micro, small, and medium enterprises. He earned his degree in finance and operations management from the prestigious Boston University. His call to public service began as representative of the 1st District of Valenzuela City in 2001, then served as mayor of the city from 2004 to 2013. After his term, he returned to the House of Representatives and later won as senator in 2016. During the 17th and 18th Congress, he served as chairman of the Senate Committee on Energy and successfully steered the passage of the laws he has authored, namely the Murang Kuryente Act, Electric Cooperatives Emergency and Resiliency Fund Act, Energy Virtual One-Stop Shop Act, the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act, among others. He also strove towards the passage of several pro-consumer measures, such as the Mobile Number Portability Act, wherein consumers now have the freedom to shift to other mobile service providers or subscriptions without changing their mobile numbers, and the Financial Products and Service Consumer Protection Act to safeguard and promote the rights of consumers on financial products and services. For his extensive track record as a public servant and for his notable contributions for the development of the country, he was chosen as the 69th Lee Kuan Yew Exchange Fellow in 2019, one of the 4 Filipinos to receive the prestigious fellowship from Singapore. Indeed, his commitment to genuine public service continues to drive him in pursuing his vision for a better Philippines as he now serves his 2nd term in the upper chamber, leading the Committee on Ways and Means. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce one of the most hardworking lawmakers in the country. Let us all welcome Senator Win Gatchalian.
Thank you, Professor Dennis. Gandang umaga po sa lahat. Thank you for the kind introduction. First of all, let me greet our dignitaries for this morning. Let me greet NEDA Secretary R.C. Balikasan. Let me also greet Undersecretary Dennis Mapa. Let me also greet Undersecretary Rosemary Edilion. Let me also greet all the statisticians, of course the media, the academe, government institutions. Let me also greet our very own Director General of the CEPO, DG Golding. And let me also greet all the past leaders of the PSA who are here with us this morning. Good morning ho sa ating mga past leaders. Mukhang hindi ho kayo tumatanda. No? Parang present leaders pa rin. First of all, let me personally congratulate the PSA, especially Undersecretary Dennis Mapa for allowing us to have fruitful partnerships with PSA and Valenzuela City. Let me take this opportunity because we have requested many local activities or local projects with PSA. Isa na ho dyan yung satellite office ng PSA. And if I'm not mistaken, Yusek, this is one and the only in the Philippines. I hope it will not be the only one because my belief is services of national government should always be as much as possible devolved and pushed down to the local governments. Kailangan ho natin tandaan ang constituents ho natin, mga kababayan natin na nahirapan po lumuwas pa sa Metro Manila or sa mga urban centers. So as much as possible, we should push services at the local level. And I'm very happy that the PSA office in Valenzuela is no ordinary office. It's actually a high-tech office. Dati ho, kung may nag-a-apply ho sa Valenzuela ng, let's say, birth certificate, physically ho, dadalhin pa sa PSA para makuha yung physical birth certificate. But now everything is done online. No? So it's a great innovation in partnership with PSA in Valenzuela City. And of course, during the launch of the national ID, I requested Yusek Dennis to include Valenzuela as one of the pilot projects. And I'm also very happy and I want to thank him for also including Valenzuela as one of the pilot offices. No? Because as one of the authors of the national ID law, I wanted to demonstrate to our constituents in Valenzuela na itong national ID, malaking bagay ito sa atin. Hindi lang sa pag-apply ng mga ayuda o pag-apply sa trabaho, kundi dadali yung buhay natin dahil isang ID system na lang yung dala-dala natin. So again, I'd like to thank PSA for those partnerships that we have undertaken in the past. And I understand that meron ho tayong mga estudyante dito. Nasa may mga estudyante at members of the academe? Meron ba? Nahiya yata itaas. But, you know, this is a very important event and I would like to encourage everyone to participate, to listen to the experts. National Statistics Month ngayon. At importante na matuto tayo as much as possible in terms of statistics related to policy making. Alam nyo, dito sa bansa natin, merong uso dito. Ito, nabanggit ko ito many times in this event. Ang uso sa atin yung tinatawag na policy-based evidence making. Gagawa muna tayo ng policy, tapos hanapan mo nga ng ebidensya kung paano i-prove itong policy na ito. Actually, yan ang sakit ng maraming mga policy makers natin, probably including the legislature. So, dapat baligtad, di ba? It's evidence-based policy making, but in our case, minsan nagmamadali tayo, we already have the policy, but we don't have the evidence. And we ask PSA or NEDA to find the evidence to substantiate the policy. So, it's a wrong practice, but it's happening in our country, and I think we should reverse that practice or avoid that practice. And this is the good venue to learn from the experts, to learn how statistics can help policy, how statistics can be useful for policymakers like myself, especially at the local level. Alam niyo ho, isa sa mga batas na naipasa natin yung CBMS. And when I was a mayor, that's one of the laws that one of the concepts that I practice in Valenzuela because that's the only way we can get evidence, statistics to formulate the projects and policies that our constituents need. And yan, isa ring batas na pinupush down natin ang practice of statistics and evidence gathering at the local level. So again, to all the members of the academe, especially the students who are here, this is a good venue to learn, a good venue to network, and let's listen and use this opportunity to strengthen our knowledge. Hindi pa ho yan yung speech ko. Meron pa akong speech. I'm truly honored to stand here as the keynote speaker of this very momentous event as we celebrate the 33rd National Statistics Month and the 15th National Convention on Statistics. Last August, we held the press launch on the 2022 Community-Based Monitoring System, or CBMS rollout. And now here, we are marking another significant milestone of the agency, with the theme, Boosting the Country's Recovery with Informed Decisions, Better Policies. We are underlining the importance of statistics in making the best decisions and policies possible to aid in the recovery of the Philippines. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly created numerous challenges on the people and the economy. Aside from the persistent health problems, the gains we had in the reduction of poverty rate and unemployment rate pre-pandemic were all erased by the global health crisis. In line with these challenges, we share the common goal to recover as a nation, primarily in the socioeconomic aspect. And in attaining socioeconomic recovery, data and statistical figures serve as a powerful tool. First and foremost, our government and the health sector relied on the data that were gathered and made available to them as they responded to the pandemic. Through data gathering and statistical analysis, we were able to monitor the number of COVID-19 cases, respond with the necessary measures, reinforce aid to the sectors hardest hit by the pandemic, and design strategies to sustain the country's ongoing quest for recovery. Now, at this very moment, it's truly commendable that we are all gathered here to educate, promote, and instill understanding and appreciation of the importance of statistics in many sectors of society. To date, PSA has been bagging numerous milestones in providing stellar quality of services to our countrymen. It closes in on its overall target for the 2022 after registering more than 70 million Filipinos to the Philippine Identification System, or PhilSys. According to the most recent PSA data, as of August 26, 2022, 72,348,564 Filipinos have completed their PhilSys Step 2 registration. This is 78% of the 92 million registration objective for the year 2022. As the co-author of the Philippine Identification System Act, this progress is indeed a remarkable breakthrough. With this exceptional development, we are now getting closer to our goal of eliminating the need to show other forms of identification in transactions with the government and the private sector. Furthermore, the law aims to establish a social and economic platform through which all transactions, including public and private services, can be availed of and shall serve as the link in the promotion of seamless service delivery, improving administrative governance, reducing corruption, strengthening financial inclusion, and promoting ease of doing business. We should also commend the PSA in its initiative to make the registration accessible all over the country through mobile and institutional registrations. In fact, PhilSys registration teams are dispatched to remote locations to bring PhilSys closer to Filipinos residing in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas. Kaya naman, kudos po sa inyong dedikasyon. Another area to highlight in this system is the innovation adopted in the system. And with the innovativeness of PhilSys as a digital foundational ID system, the whole country can now embrace a system that accelerates our transition to a digital economy. Maximizing digital PhilID as part of the proactive strategy enables Filipinos to transact with government entities innovatively with less paperwork and hassle-free. As a policymaker for many years, I know that statistics hold a powerful role in formulating effective policies as objective data improve decision-making and increase public accountability. And in relation to this, I push the institutionalization of the Community-Based Monitoring System, or CBMS, through the passage of Republic Act number 11315, which aims to equip policymakers and program implementers with reliable and evidence-based information in their fight against poverty in their respective communities. Poverty alleviation continues to be one of the greatest challenges our country faces. For this reason, our country has made poverty reduction the primary objective of all its development endeavors. Through CVMS, policymakers and program implementers can now obtain a comprehensive picture of the various facets of poverty at a given time and select and implement appropriate interventions. It also strengthens local governance, promotes transparency and evidence-based decision-making, and assures community engagement. This policy allows government to be armed with the information it requires to deliver crucial social services quickly and effectively, especially to our prioritized sectors, including our low-income citizens. The Philippine Identification System and the Community-Based Monitoring System are two indicators of how PSA is expanding its structural and functional services. Throughout the years, the agency has committed to providing its clients and stakeholders with relevant and reliable statistics, efficient civil registration services, and an inclusive identification system. Para po sa mga kasamahan natin sa Philippine Statistics Authority, asahan po ninyo na hindi po rito matatapos ang pagsulong natin ng mga batas para kasama ang inyong ahensya sa pagpapatibay ng ating mga polisiya para sa ating mga kababayan. Continue to uphold your vision to be a solid, responsive, world-class authority on quality statistics and civil registration. Continue as well to signify your commitment to provide timely and quality statistics necessary for decision-making in all aspects of Filipino life. Together, let us boost the country's recovery with informed decisions and better policies. Patuloy po tayong maging win na win sa pagtataguyod ng kahalagahan sa statistika sa maraming aspeto at sektor ng ating bansa. Sapagkat naniniwala po ako na ang pagbibigay buhay sa bawat datos ay magsisilbing susi upang unti-unti nating matuldukan ang kahirapan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Congratulations po sa PSA.
Thank you, Senator Sherwin T. Gatchalian. And on behalf of the Philippine Statistical System and the Philippine Statistics Authority, who's hosting this year's opening ceremonies, thank you, Senator Gatchalian, for gracing this event, and welcome once again. So we are requesting Senator Win to stay on stage for the photo op.
And may we also invite Secretary Balisacan and NS Mapa to join us here on stage. We will have a photo opportunity in batches. First, please come on stage, PSA Central Office Directorate and the PSA Regional Directors. After which, will be followed by the NSM-NCS Steering Committee, and then the PSA Organizing Committee Chairs and Co-Chairs, and the overall Secretariat.
May we also invite Undersecretary Rosa De Leon to join us on stage for the photo op.
Regional Directors, please. Okay, so next is may we request our NSM and NCS steering committee. Please come up on stage. May we request our Honorable Senator, Secretary, and Undersecretary to kindly remain on stage, please. Again, our NSM and NCS steering committee, please come up on stage. May I request our organizing committee chairs and co-chairs and the overall secretariat to kindly prepare to come up on stage. Thank you very much. And of course, our last batch, but not the least, our organizing chairs and co-chairs and overall secretariat, please. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po, Senator Gatchalian, Secretary Balisacan, and Yusek Mapa. Thank you very much. At this point, at this juncture, we will have a 15-minute coffee break. And while we are enjoying our coffees, let's welcome back on stage none other than the UP Singing Ambassadors for an intermission number.
Benong, yuko mo ng konti.
Thank you to the UP Singing Ambassadors and to the National Commission for Culture and Arts who sponsored the participation of the UP Singing Ambassadors. At this point, we would like to acknowledge our former Socio-Economic and Planning Secretary and the NEDA Director General, Ernesto M. Pernia. Magandang umaga po, sir. And also, we would like to acknowledge my former boss, the former Administrator of the National Statistics Office, Sir Tomas P. Aprica.
Okay, so at this point, we wish everybody to please settle down for the announcement of the winners of the 11th NSM Media Awards. Let us now recognize the important role of media practitioners, specifically reporters from broadcast, television and radio, and print or online news service who have been made significant contribution in promoting and popularizing statistical information and to further encourage them to be more active in their involvement in promoting statistics. Let us welcome Mr. Oliver Chancoco to announce the winners of the 11th NSM
National Media Awards.
Hello. Thank you very much, Sir Nodi and Ma'am Rose. May I request on stage the Honorable Undersecretary Claire Dennis S. Mapa, together with OIC Deputy National Statistician Minerva Eloisa P. Esquibias, and the OIC Assistant National Statistician for Standard Service, Ms. Severa De Costo, to present the 11th NSM Media Awards. In grateful recognition of the important role of the media in promoting and providing accurate, timely, and significant statistics for a responsive planning and decision-making, the Philippine Statistics Authority presents the 11 NSM Media Awards with the following categories: Best Statistical Reporting in Print Media, Best Statistical Reporting in Online Media, Best Statistical Reporting in TV Broadcast Media, Best Statistical Reporting in Radio Broadcast Media, and Best Statistical Media Advocate for Statistics. And for the 11th NSM Media Awards, for the Best Statistical Reporting in Print Media, this is presented to Ms. Kai U. Ordinario of the Business Mirror. May I request the presence of Ms. Kai Ordinario on stage to receive the award. Once again, for Best Statistical Reporting in Print Media, Ms. Kai Ordinario of Business Mirror. Congratulations. The next award is for Best Statistical Reporting in Online Media. And this is given to Mr. Ted Cordero of GMA News Online. May I request the presence of Mr. Ted Cordero of GMA News Online. award. Best Statistical Reporting in TV Broadcast Media. And this is given to Mr. Edson Sigido of ABS-CBN News Channel. Once again, Mr. Edson Guido for the Best Statistical Reporting in TV Broadcast Media from ABS-CBN News Channel. Congratulations. The next award is for Best Statistical Reporting in Radio Broadcast Media. And this is given to Energy FM 107.7 Calibo. To receive on behalf of the Energy FM 107.7, may I request Engineer Antoinette Katubuan, the PSO for Aklan. Miss Antoinette, please. Once again, the Best Statistical Reporting in Radio Broadcast Media for Energy FM 107.7 Calibo. A warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. The next award is for Best Media Advocate for Statistics. And this is given to Business Mirror. To receive the award for and on behalf of Ms. Lourdes Fernandez is Ms. Kai Ordinario. Congratulations, Business Mirror. And our last award for the 11th NSM Media Awards for its unwavering support, a special award for their unwavering support in promoting and helping instill awareness and appreciation of the importance and value of statistics through the PSA Serbisyo sa Radyo program. Signed, the Honorable Undersecretary Dennis S. Mapa, National Statistician and Civil Registrar General. This special award is given to PBS Radio Pilipinas, Manila. Once again, on behalf of the Philippine Statistics Authority and the 11th NSM Media Awards Committee, congratulations to the winners. May I request all the winners for the photo opportunity. May I request the presence of Ms. Kai Ordinario, Sir Edson, Ms. Antoinette Katubuan for the photo opportunity.
Congratulations to the 11 NSM Media Awards winners, and may you continue to promote statistical information and participate in future celebrations of the National Statistics Month. Now, please watch the audio-visual presentation on the Community-Based Monitoring System, or the CBMS, a nationwide government undertaking that involves the collection, compilation, evaluation, analysis, publication, and dissemination of data on population count, demographic and socioeconomic characteristics of the population, housing characteristics, household characteristics, and barangay characteristics in each barangay, city, municipality, province, and region in the country. Please, let's all watch the video.
Good day! Welcome to the PSA Civil Registry System outlet. You may avail of the following civil registry document services: copy issuance of birth,
cellphone, pati ang laptop, at kumonek sa internet para updated sa mga details ng services ng government. Ang bawat Pinoy sa Pilipinas ay mararating. Mga bata at senior citizens, single parents at buntis, mga persons with disabilities, information you need kay bilis. Community-based monitoring system, mabilis na mga serbisyo para sa bawat Pilipino. Community-based monitoring system, tara na, tayo na at mapisa sa community-based monitoring system. Lahat ng bayan at lalawigan, sa isla o kabundukan, mga proyekto, pati programa, agad maipatutupad. Ang bawat Pinoy sa Pilipinas ay mararating. Mga bata at senior citizens, single parents at buntis, mga persons with disabilities, information you need kay bilis. Community-based monitoring system, mabilis na mga serbisyo para sa bawat Pilipino. Community-based monitoring system, tara na, tayo na, mapisa sa community-based monitoring system. Sama-sama tayo nauunlad, ating iangat ng komunidad. Sama-sama tayo nauunlad, ating iangat ng komunidad. sa community-based monitoring system, sa community-based monitoring system. Tayo na, tayo na.
Thank you for that video dance. Naindak-indak na rin po ako kahit na hindi na bagay sa edad ko. But as part of the 33rd National Statistics Month celebration, the Philippine Statistics Authority launched a nationwide NSM Jingle Dance Contest. Mahilig po talaga kami sa mga sayaw. Our official NSM jingle, Estadistica, Daan sa Kaunlaran, is a composition by Mr. Richard D. Samolde. The objectives of the NSM Jingle Dance Contest are the following. 1. To create awareness and familiarity with the NSM celebration. And 2. To highlight the importance of statistics to every Filipino.
The NSM Jingle Dance Contest include 35% choreography, 35% execution, 10% overall impact, entertainment value, and 20% relevance to the NSM theme and objectives. 19 groups from various parts of the country participated in the contest.
And the winners are third placer, Local Civil Registrar Office of Dolores, Quezon. Can we have the video clip? Wait lang daw. Kini-excited nila tayo. So we're waiting for the video clip for the third placer for the Local Civil Registrar Office of Dolores, Quezon. O may konting glitches po tayo. We'll see the video later. Let me now call on, of course, congratulations to the Local Civil Registrar Office of Dolores, Quezon. And now,
second placer, Philippine Statistical Office, Davao del Norte.
lakas ng sigaw ng PSA Davao del Norte. Congratulations. And the winner of the NSM Jingle Dance Contest, the Carmona Performing Arts Group from Carmona, Cavite. Congratulations to our winners.
So let's all watch the 3 videos.
Maraming salamat po sa bumubuo ng PSA. Isang karangalan po na napasama kami sa finalist sa ginanap na PSA Jingle Dance Contest. Dolores Walang Kaparis, Unlad Dolores.
Sa pagdating ng buwan ng Oktubre, ating ipagdiwang estatistika'y isang buhay, ating pahalagahan.
In behalf of Governor PSO, we are extraordinarily honored and proud to receive this award. For this award manifests that teamwork still exists among employees of this provincial statistical office. Once again, thank you so much to all of you and enjoy the rest of the day. Stay safe and as always, remain healthy.
mga problema ng bayan. Estatistika ay ating katuwang, magkaisa sa pagtuklas ng kasagutan. Saan ka man galing, ano man ang iyong kultura, halina't magsiyasat gamit ang estatistika. Magtambag tumulong sa kaunlaran, ikaw ako tayong lahat ay makialam. Halika, tayo'y magsaliksik, gamitin ng estatistika, dahil ito'y mahalaga. Sa pagdating ng buwan ng Oktubre, ating ipagdiwang, estatistika ay isa buhay, ating pahalagahan. Tamang datos ay kailangan, eksaktong figura o bilang, dahil bawat numero'y katotohanan. Ang estatistika ay kasangkapan tungo sa kaunlaran. Estatistika, daan sa kaunlaran. Estatistika, daan sa kaunlaran.
Mula po sa pamahalang bayan ng Carmona, Cavite, sa pamumuno ng aming butihing Mayor Dr. Dalia A. Loyola, kami po ay lubusang nagpapasalamat sa parangal at pagkilala na inyong iginawad sa aming Carmona Performing Arts Group o SIPAG bilang champion ngayong taon ng NSM Jingle Dance Contest. Kaya po sa inyo, ang aming PSA family at sa lahat na patuloy na sumusuporta sa amin, maraming salamat po.
Mula sa kaibuturan ng aming puso, maraming salamat po. And Happy National Statistics Month!
To all the winners. At this point, we will now present the audio-visual presentation of the community-based monitoring system.
Alam mo na ba ang CBMS? Kung hindi pa, narito ang mahahalagang bagay na dapat malaman tungkol dito. Ang CBMS o ang Community-Based Monitoring System ay ang pagkalap ng mga pangsambahayang impormasyon sa bawat lungsod at munisipalidad. Ang mga datos na makukuha ay makakatulong sa paggawa ng mga programa at pulisiya na aangkop sa pangangailangan ng bawat isang Pilipino. Hangarin nitong maitaas ang antas ng pamumuhay, magkaroon ng sapat na trabaho, at mas pinabuting kalidad ng buhay para sa lahat. Dahil sa pangangailangan ng ating bansa na magkaroon ng mas maayos na mga datos tungkol sa tunay na kalagayan ng mga komunidad, isinabatas ang Republic Act No. 11315 o ang CBMS Act. Mula sa pangunguna ng Philippine Statistics Authority, ang CBMS ay aarangkada na ngayong Agosto 2022 sa mahigit kumulang na 600 lokal na pamahalaan sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at sa Mindanao. Tara na! Tayo na! At mag-CBMS na! Sa CBMS, tayo ay mangongolekta ng mga impormasyong pangsambahayan. Ang mga ito ay patungkol sa household composition, health, food consumption, housing, water and sanitation, basic education and literacy, income, employment, peace and order, at participation. Gayon din ang impormasyon ng mga government projects, service facilities, at natural resources. Sa CBMS, tayo ay magpapatibay ng mga technical skills through various capacity building initiatives sa ating mga lokal na pamahalaan. Ito ay upang makatugon sa data collection, pagpoproseso at pag-aanalisa ng mga datos, pagpepresenta at wastong paggamit ng CBMS data. Sa CBMS, tayo ay susubaybay sa mga government projects, partikular sa mga progreso ng pagsasagawa nito tulad ng mga daan, tulay, mga paaralan, ospital, at iba pang mga pasilidad. Sa CBMS, tayo ay makakapaglingkod sa ating kapwa Pilipino sa simpleng pagsagot sa mga katanungan sa araw ng pag-i-interview sa inyong mga tahanan. Voluntary at kinakailangan ng consent ang pagpapa-interview, ngunit malaki ang pakinabang ng inyong pagsagot para sa mas kumpletong datos. Ang mga statistics na makukuha mula dito ay mahalagang basehan upang matukoy ang mga tamang programa at makagawa ng mga tamang polisiya. Bukod dito, ang mga impormasyon na makukuha ay magsisilbing registries o talaan upang matukoy ang mga tamang beneficiaries ng mga social protection programs. Makilahok sa CBMS. May mga data collectors na kakatok sa inyong mga tahanan upang isagawa ang interview sa responsableng miyembro ng sambahayan. Sagutin ng tapat at totoo ang lahat ng mga katanungan mula sa interview. Huwag mag-alala sa mga impormasyong ibibigay sa mga data collectors. Sigurado na ang inyong mga impormasyon ay nasa maayos na pangangalaga. Ang lahat ng sambahayan ay inaanyayahan na makilahok sa CBMS. Kaya simula ngayong Agosto, sama-sama tayong maglalakbay tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng ating mga pamayanan. Swak na datos para sa komunidad na mas maayos. CBMS, para sa atin to!
Community-based monitoring system, we will now proceed with the Philippine Identification System. The Philippine Identification System, the government's central identification platform for all citizens and resident aliens of the Philippines. To know more about this, let's all watch the video.
The enactment of the Philippine Identification System Act, or Republic Act 11055 in 2018, set the mandate for the Philippine Statistics Authority to establish a secure, inclusive, and sustainable national identification system for all Filipinos. Since it began operations in 2020, much has been achieved for PhilSys. Through registration efforts, PhilSys was able to successfully register 72.6 million Filipinos. Institutional registration was conducted in a number of government agencies and private establishments. Mobile registration sites were also set up to accommodate Filipinos living in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas. With the help of Land Bank of the Philippines, a total of 8,276,867 registrants were able to open transaction accounts. As of December 2, 2022, there are 88 fixed registration centers, 1,119 LGU-based registration centers, and 35,073 mobile PhilSys registration centers operational and ready to accommodate Filipinos registering to PhilSys. Delivery efforts continue to ramp up with the support of the Philippine Postal Corporation. Step 3 registration, which is the final step of PhilSys registration, 15,625,598 million PhilID cards have already been delivered to PhilSys registrants. This includes registrants from low-income family households. With the increasing number of PhilSys registrants who have received their PhilIDs, Malacanang released Memorandum Circular No. 95 mandating government establishments for PhilSys integration into their services, and Executive Order No. 162 which directs PhilID and PSN acceptance as valid proof of identity and age in all government and private transactions. The PSA also launched the PhilSys Check, a website that allows relying parties to verify the authenticity of the PhilID through its QR code feature. This authentication tool allows easier counter-checking of registrants' data in the PhilSys registry against the information featured in the ID presented. Following the directive of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. during his first State of the Nation address, the PSA targets to issue a total of 50 million physical and digital IDs by the end of 2022.
The national ID will play an important part in this digital transformation.
The digital ID is part of the proactive strategy of PhilSys, true to its purpose as a digital ID system. It shall enable registrants to take advantage of the benefits of PhilSys while waiting for their physical ID. Through this strategy, registrants may have their digital ID printed, downloaded, or generated in the mobile app for their use in various transactions. The agency recently conducted a pilot implementation of the printed ePhil ID, the printable format of the digital Phil ID, in preparation for its rollout. Registrants may start claiming the printed ePhil ID in registration centers this October 2022. Registrants may access the online appointment system to choose their scheduled and PhilSys registration center where they may claim their printed ePhil ID. We hope for your continued support as we work towards digital society and economy, a step forward to makabagong Pilipinas.
Okay, so that ends our joint opening ceremonies for the 33rd
33rd National Statistics Month celebration and the 15th National Convention on Statistics.
Take it away.
Maraming salamat po for watching with us and joining us in this joint opening ceremonies. And now, we start with the NCS Plenary Session 1. Our first plenary speaker is the current Undersecretary for National Development Policy and Planning at the National Economic and Development Authority, or the NEDA. She holds a PhD degree in economics from La Trobe University in Australia, an MA degree in economics from the University of the Philippines School of Economics, and an MS degree in statistics from the UP School of Statistics. She's also a 2019 Presidential Gawad CES awardee. Among her major responsibilities is shepherding the formulation of the Philippine Development Plan, or the PDP. She's also in charge of providing technical advice on policy issues to both the legislative and executive branches of government. Presently, she chairs the Task Force on Recovery under the National Task Force Against COVID-19. She also heads the Secretariat of the Economic Development Cluster of the Cabinet. She served as member of the Philippine Commission of the UNESCO, the chair of the Macroeconomics Committee for the UNESCAP, and vice chair of the Economic Committee of the APEC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our plenary speaker, Honorable Rosemary G. Edilion.
Thank you very much, Rose. Aking katukayo by nickname. So good morning to everyone. Good morning to our luminaries in statistics, and of course my former boss, si Sec Ernie. Hi, sir. Good to see you. Yeah. At saka yung mga yung mga bosses natin sa statistics, no, si Dr. Romy, Virola, si Dr. Lisa Bersales, si Sir Butch, and then Romy Reside, and of course, nawawala pa si Enes Dennis. Anyway, so ang lagi naming biruan, ano to? Pag nagkikita kami ni Manang Lisa, Manang Lisa tuloy. and Dennis is that actually si Dennis was my student. And then, I was also a student of Manang Lisa. Yan, ganun. Sandali, hindi ko nakikita. May I have my presentation? Yeah, so first of all, congratulations to the statistical community. Congratulations to the Philippine Statistics Authority on this 33rd, no? 33rd NSM, and then the 15th National Convention on Statistics. Truly, there has really been so much that has gone, that has so many experiences. And yung statistics kasi very, very important really. And it plays a very significant role, especially now, at this time. And during the time of the COVID, we really relied a lot on statistics. And of course, dati na rin, no? Pero sobra-sobra talaga nung during the time of the pandemic. Next, please. So, as you know, we are currently formulating the 2023 to 2028 Philippine Development Plan. And I just would like to share to you the framework, actually, and all those thinking that went into the formulation of that framework. And this is my key message. The key message is that we do need nuanced planning. So we need nuanced planning to effect economic transformation for a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient society. So we've been through a lot over the past couple of years, and in fact, over the last decade, super volatile ang naging situation natin. We've weathered, actually, most of them. We've come out pretty okay, still not the strongest, of course. And I'll tell you more about it, bakit tayo nagkaroon ng maraming, where are the vulnerabilities. Next, please. So these are the shocks that we have experienced, let's say the decade past, yung mga congestion. So just as we are trying to recover, now we experienced the congestion, and it's really because our capacity is not able to keep up with the growth in economic activity. So very, very soon, nandiyan na yung we experience the traffic congestion, port congestion, airport congestion, lahat ng klaseng congestion. And then we build the capacity again. Pero hindi pa tapos, eto na naman yung mas marami pang economic activity. And then, so that's and that actually limits our capacity to grow much, much faster. Next, please. Then, of course, we have the typhoons. Number 4 tayo in terms of the most vulnerable to weather disturbances. We just had one last week. Ang sabi ng Pag-asa, this October, we're expecting 3 more typhoons. Next, please. And then, of course, the COVID-19. So we had, and at the time that it struck us, it was a very, what we call a novel virus. Novel, big sabihin, bagong-bago. We really didn't know much what to do about it. Walang vaccines, walang treatment. And we also know that it's a very infectious respiratory disease. And therefore, the alternative that was open to us was to implement what we call non-pharmaceutical interventions. So, itong non-pharmaceutical interventions na to meant mobility restrictions, mga lockdowns. We actually coined so many kinds of quarantine, no? Naubusan kami ng acronym. Next, please. Kaya pinalitan namin alert level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan, mas madali. Next. So this is actually the impact on the economy. So as you can see, before the COVID, we were growing actually upwards of 6%, except for siguro mga 2 occasions there. But the rest were really upwards of 6%. Minsan meron pang upwards of 7%. And then of course, because of the COVID-induced mobility restrictions, second quarter of 2020, GDP dropped by 16.9%. We have since then begun the recovery, okay? And this semester, actually, palang nag-start yung ating recovery. In terms of the overall GDP levels, it's now back to its pre-COVID-19. However, in terms of the per capita GDP levels, hindi pa masyado. Okay. So next, actually, when you compare what happened to us versus the other countries, medyo mas mabigat yung nangyari sa atin. And so what we did, this was early on during the pandemic, we analyzed what were our vulnerabilities to this COVID-19, a more comprehensive view. And we used network analysis on the Agenda 2030 to find out all these variables, all this interaction, ano-ano nga ba to? Is there, does the Agenda 2030 say something about it? And in fact, it does. So, our COVID-19, the COVID-19 is actually target 3.3, fighting communicable disease. So, how do you fight communicable disease? Again, just using the Agenda 2030 as a reference. So many things that need to be done. Nandyan yung mga protecting the biodiversity and natural habitats, especially in this case because this is what we call a zoonotic disease. So it's really a disease in the animal kingdom, nag-transfer lang sa human kingdom. Yan. Probably because yung sinasabi nila na the boundaries between the animal kingdom and humanity, the human species, is actually very blurred. Tapos dun sa taas, we really need to also reduce mortality from non-communicable diseases and promote mental health. So when you look at the stats on, especially on the mortality due to COVID-19, a lot of those that were affected were those with comorbidities. And these comorbidities were the NCDs, the non-communicable disease. So that's the link. We really need to also prevent that or reduce that. There's also prevent and treat substance abuse. Yung WHO Convention on Tobacco Prevention is also there. Nandiyan din yung safe and affordable housing down below. Affordable and sustainable transport setting. And then yung mga labor rights and promote safe working environments. So ito yung mga having a safe working place, a safe community, safe housing, safe transport. Because these are the ones that leads to that communicable disease being very, very transmissible. And then, another way you can fight it is actually by, on the healthcare and also on the financing. So, nandyan yung, of course, universal healthcare, and then your R&D in terms of the viruses, and then make this healthcare financing, this universal healthcare accessible to all. And for that, you will need full employment, decent employment, and then, of course, yung sustainable economic growth. Now, what we did next was actually to look at our statistics versus the other countries, our ASEAN neighbors. And lo and behold, ang problem namin, medyo outdated ang ating health stats. So looking at the morbidity, incidence due to the non-communicable disease, medyo 2017 yung latest natin, yung ating mga kapitbahay, 2019. So yan. So I hope that will be in the work plan of the PSA. Next. So yung ganun, no? So we saw that even as you look at the, even as you use the, same time reference across countries, tayo ang pinaka-vulnerable. So in terms of these ones, in terms of all these variables that I included here. So anyway, we can, like I said, the good thing is we're seeing some progress in terms of recovery. Next, please. And what we have here is the graphs, or actually the trends, no, of the levels indexed to the 2019 levels. So, kumbaga yung pre-COVID level. So as you can see, yung household consumption, actually nung Q1 of 2022, it's already above COVID levels. Problema, nung second quarter, bumaba ulit siya. Yan. Exports is still, has not yet recovered. It's not yet back to its pre-COVID levels. On the other hand, yung dito naman sa other production sectors, you can see actually many sectors that recovered very, very quickly. So yung information, communication, yung ICT, of course, yung banking and finance also was already high. Pero there are other sectors, actually so many more sectors that are yet to recover. So this will be your transport sector, transport and storage, yung real estate, yung mga accommodation, entertainment, other services. Yon. So these are yet to recover. Even manufacturing, actually, is yet to go back to its pre-COVID levels. Now, next please. So this is what I meant when I said that in terms of GDP per capita, it's still below, actually, its pre-pandemic level. So it went up to 99.3. Sorry, mali yung dashed line, no? That should be at 100 dun sa taas. So even in 2022 Q1, it was still below that 100 level. And then in Q2, bumaba siya. We think that drop actually in the, that Q2 is due to the inflation at the time. Next. Another thing that we were very keen on monitoring is really what's happening to the labor market. And for this, we really are thankful to the Philippine Statistics Authority when they accommodated our request to have monthly labor force survey beginning January of last year. Kasi we really needed to find out ano nangyayari sa ating labor market during this time that we have been closing sectors, locking down areas, ganyan. But the good news is, as you can see there, yung nasa baba, these are your different CQ levels. And like I said, up until October of last year, we were toying with so many letters in the alphabet, no? Na ang apelido ay CQ. So may ECQ, MECQ, GCQ, MGCQ. Tapos biglang nagkaroon siya ng yung suffix with restrictions, with heightened restrictions. No, hindi na pwede to. And so we shifted to an alert level system. But another thing about that alert level system, apart from it being, again, it solved our problem of having to running out of letters. Another thing is that it meant that there will be no more closures of establishments, no more closures of areas. Because we found out that in many provinces that have a very, let's say, a high incidence of COVID-19, parang 12%, majority of the cases, I forgot the exact proportion now, but majority, at least 85%, I think, of the cases can be found in only 12% of the barangays. Yon. So, again, that was a very, very useful information. And that really, we hammered down na we should really go for granular lockdown. So it's not, it doesn't make sense that you lock down the entire province when in fact the cases are just here. Plus the fact that, it's a more wasteful use of resources because you have to allocate the resources in the entire province when in fact it should only be in this 12% of the barangays. Yon. And then later on, we also gave them the estimate in terms of what it costs to lock down an entire province versus doing a granular lockdown. And then, of course, after doing a pilot with the NCR, then we went ahead and implemented that alert level system. So, by July, actually, end of June, 85% of the country is already under alert level 1. So, by July, the unemployment rate was at 5.2%, which was much lower than the 7.2% the year before. So, July of last year, we were under ECQ. Ngayon, nasa marami ang alert level 1. 5.2%. Even the underemployment rate actually improved. And that to us means that, we were correct in saying that, this is really a different sort of calamity. It's not like it's a typhoon. During typhoons kasi, you get infrastructure that is being destroyed. Okay? Nawawala yung production capacity. Factories na kailangang nasisira sila and therefore had to be rehabilitated, ganyan. In this case, walang nasira eh. So it's really just about reopening the economy and they go back to work. Next, please. And then, looking at as well at the poverty incidence. So we saw that between 2015 and 2018, poverty incidence went down by 6.8 percentage points. And that's actually equivalent to mga 6 million less poor. It was actually during the time of Sec Ernie when tinarget nila, dapat 6 million less poor by 2022. Yon. So actually 3 years ahead of schedule, sir, when this was achieved. Okay? And then, from 2018 to 2021, tumaas because of COVID. Okay? But silver lining here is that went up 1.4 percentage points, meaning to say that merong mga na hindi nag-slide into poverty, which is actually very, very good. And then in terms of the number of the poor, dati, like I said, that's 6 million that went out of poverty. Ngayon, may 2.3 na bumalik into poverty. Yeah. So, that gives us some level of confidence as to, what needs to be done going forward. We also know that one of the reasons why this poverty impact was mitigated was really the Bayanihan 1 and then the Bayanihan 2. Okay? But that tells us as well that, tama rin sinasabi natin sa SDG, make sure that you leave no one behind. There are those who can weather this crisis, but many will not be able to weather it, and therefore, you really need to seek them out. So lessons learned. Next, please. Number 1, everything and everyone are interconnected. So we have seen this that, you just close one sector, close one area, and the ripple effect is really very, very obvious. Yeah. And I just hope that we have the statistics and also the studies to be able to identify ano talaga yung trigger ba na pag ito talagang sobrang laki. Okay? Of course, right away you think it would be NCR in terms of area, but in terms of sector, alin? Number two, there are limits to government resources. That was obvious. And in fact, we also learned that one of the lessons we learned is that governance is better than government. So governance means that you are able to steer the private sector into what how you want them to act, the way you want them to act during that time of the pandemic. But of course, there has to be the trust and confidence in government before the public would do that. Number three, recovery is actually underway. It has started, but we need to invest in early warning systems. We're very good with respect to our weather early warning systems, weather-related early warning systems, not so much on health-related. Social protection, we need to modernize our social protection systems. Resilience building, we need to really focus more on building the resilience of our kababayans. R&D and innovation, so that once we have something like this again, somebody will be able to think of a plan B right away. Okay? That doesn't have to be the case now you stop working, stop everything, stop economic activity. There has to be a plan B and a plan C. And then, another thing is technology. We actually, we did a survey, this was back in April, when actually it was Sec Ernie also who told the IATF we need to have this anticipatory and forward planning technical working group. Yeah. So what we did, first thing we did was to do social media survey. Social media survey, just to find out how people are doing. We had almost 400,000 respondents. Nag-crash actually yung server ng NEDA. We had to call a friend, the ICT, who also had to call a friend. We had mga 40,000 small businesses, small and medium businesses who also responded. Mga 6,000 na farmers and fisher folks. We also tapped our regional offices to help us. From that survey, we found out that only 12.4% of businesses were able to implement a work-from-home arrangement. Yeah. But this is, again, one of the things that we need to be, again, very, very aware of as policymakers, especially as we go forward into wanting to make sure that we will be resilient. And of course, we know that technology adoption is actually very important. And so I hope that we will also include that also in our survey, especially our survey on establishments. Number 4, government needs to have accurate and timely data supported by efficient systems to be able to respond effectively. Earlier, even Senator Win actually mentioned that we made really heavy use of data during that IATF. There were so many data that we would have wanted to have, especially when we were doing the prioritization for the vaccine. So as you know, it was NEDA who was in charge of coming up with that prioritization. So A1, healthcare workers. A2, the elderly. A3, yung may mga comorbidities. And this is where we had problems. Okay? Ilan tong mga may comorbidities na to? And then, how many of these with comorbidities are the elderly and those already in A1? And therefore, dapat hindi mo na i-double count. Diba? Okay. And then A4 are the essential economic sectors. And for that A4, we stood our ground. We said that the A4 should be the APOR, the authorized persons outside residence, because they are really the ones who are very, very vulnerable to this COVID-19. But again, okay, so we know about ilan ng A4. We know that. We can get that from the LFS. But how many of the A4 are actually in A1? A2, madali yan kasi age, okay? In A3, again, we don't know. Yan. So ito yung mga, and we had to do some very, very synthetic estimations just to come up with, just to be able to guide the DOH na ito yung targets for A1, A2, A3, A4. Yon. Per region. In fact, they need it by province. Pero sabi namin, super, very, very challenging. And so in cases like this, during crisis like this, we really need those nuanced data. Yan. And so siguro, kahit every now and then lang mag-spend on very, very large sample, and then it doesn't have to be a yearly thing, it doesn't have to be a regular thing, but we really need that very large sample data. So just to, wrap up and just tell you how we intend to work this out, these lessons learned, into this PDP 2023 to 2028. Next, please. Next. So that's the goal is really for economic transformation towards a prosperous, resilient, and inclusive society. We came up with an 8-point socioeconomic agenda of the Marcos administration. So it focuses both on the near-term and on the medium-term constraints, and then my enabling conditions. So as you can see, if you recall those trends earlier that I showed you, the graphs, tumaas actually yung mga key economic indicators natin during the first quarter of 2022, but it went down again during the second quarter, and we think that that's because of inflation. And therefore, while it is true that the major driver for growth will be fully reopen the economy, the schools, yan, lahat yan, i-reopen yan. The theaters, the arts, the entertainment, lahat yan, i-reopen yan. That's true, yes, but we are now seeing that there are challenges to this strategy, and these are the three. Number one is on inflation. Number two, the scarring due to COVID-19. We need to address this. And number three, the fiscal bind. Okay? And so this is actually the first three items in the 8-point socioeconomic agenda. So the first one is protect purchasing power of families. Again, it's we think that there should be something that needs to be done kaagad, and therefore ensure food security, reduce transport and logistics costs, and then reduce energy costs. Reduce the vulnerability and mitigate the scarring. This is the second item. And then the third one is on bureaucratic efficiency, innovative financial sector, as well as ensuring fiscal fundamentals. Next. And then we also need to address the medium-term constraints to economic transformation. And for this we said that going forward, actually beginning now, it has to be about creating more jobs, quality jobs, and the green jobs. So in terms of more jobs, it's really about attracting more investments. So it's really about increasing the demand for workers. So nandiyan yung improving the infrastructure, ensuring energy security as well, kasi very, very important yan, especially with the kind of investments that we want to attract. They need a reliable and affordable supply of energy. Number 5 is on creating quality jobs. So this is on the supply side of labor, where we want to increase their employability and enhance R&D and innovation, enhance the digital economy even. Number 6 is on creating green jobs. And for this, we want to use the platform of the green and the blue economy and livable and sustainable communities. And then number 7 and 8, these are actually the the enabling conditions. Number 7 is on competition and ensuring a level playing field, including improving yung regulatory efficiency. Number 8 is, as before, upholding public order and safety, peace and security. So all this, next please, we have actually integrated in the PDP 2023 to 2028 strategic framework. So as before, the overall goal is that by 2040, every Filipino will enjoy this matatag, maginhawa, panatag na buhay, and that by 2028, it's about having this economic transformation. Then you have those two broad strategies. Number one is developing and protecting the capabilities of individuals and families. And the other one is actually having transformation in the productive sectors, the production sectors, so that they are able to generate more jobs and produce competitive products. And then, of course, the enabling economy. Next, please. And just in case you're wondering, we did not forget the SDG. All the goals actually are integrated hanggang targets. If you look at the guidelines of the PDP, one of the thick annex is really looking at, actually we indicated already all those different relevant SDG indicators for each and every chapter of this next PDP. So just to remind ourselves on what is it that we want to achieve going forward. We've seen it in the PDP framework here, that it's about matatag, maginhawa, panatag na buhay. O yung ating ambisyon natin 2040. Next, please. And this is actually what we are aiming for. Next. Yes. So we want to be able to come up with those policies, plans, programs, and projects that will enable and empower every Filipino to enjoy this matatag. Their family lives together, they have time with friends, they enjoy work-life balance, and have a strong sense of community. Maginhawa, free from hunger and poverty, they have a decent house with secure long-term tenure, travel and vacation, panatag na buhay, they have enough resources, even for unexpected expenses, may peace and security, and they can look forward to having a long and healthy life and a comfortable retirement. So it's really important. Next, please. So just going back to that key message, we do need nuanced planning in order to effect this economic transformation for a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient society. And we are actually counting on the statistical community to help us do this. We need so many indicators. Just for the PDP, we need more than 100. We will need to monitor more than 100 indicators, not just at the national level, but also at the regional level. Okay? So almost the same number as the SDG. Although kasama na rin doon yung SDG. So we hope that, like I said, we're counting on the statistical community, and please do not get tired. Alam ko nakakapagod, especially when we asked the PSA to do this monthly labor force survey. Wow, yeah. And then they're also doing the CBMS, the PhilSys, lahat-lahat na. Pero I just hope that, your labor is not in vain. We are actually making full use of all those statistics because that's our mission. That's our mission. Yun ang ating toka actually in all this ambition. It's really to empower and enable every Filipino to enjoy that matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Undersecretary Rose De Leon. You have provided us a simplified picture in statistics of our economic situation during the past 2 COVID years and our road to economic recovery. Thank you again. Now we are open the floor for questions or comments. Please raise your hand and approach our microphone and introduce yourself to be acknowledged. So we can only entertain 1 question per participant.
Per participant? How many participants?
Pero baka 2 question lang entertain namin. So okay, who will raise the first question? Of course, Secretary Ernie Pernia. Yan, sir. May microphone ka kaagad.
Yeah, I think this is a very pertinent question because the Senate, in fact, Senator Wayne Gatchalian left already because they're going to discuss the POGOs. So, according to Senator Wayne, the POGOs provide around 3 billion per semester. So for 2 semesters, for the whole year, 6 billion. Okay. But I told him that the reputation of the Philippines is, it's at stake. And, we don't want to be seen as accommodating these POGOs, which are rejected in other countries. In fact, in China, they don't want POGOs there. And so it is a reputational problem. And we don't want that. And I failed to mention to him, but I will text him that the POGOs may be able to bring about 6 billion pesos per year, but that will the POGOs, because of the criminality and the a lot of kidnappings there, that might in turn deter foreign direct investment, which we need more. And foreign direct investments is going to be a lot more than the income we can get from POGOs. So that I think I thought we might want to get the views of statisticians here on what we should do with the POGOs. Si Lisa.
Hindi pala sa akin hindi pala sa akin naka-address kay NS Dennis and kay of course former NS Lisa.
May I suggest you first give your comment, Yusek Cruz?
Nasa load. No, actually, we agree actually with Sec Ernie that we need to consider not just the possible revenues, but also ilan yung na forgo natin na possible investments because of that reputational issue. I would think, however, that if you want it to be evidence-based, then I hope that there could be, kung meron tayo dito mga taga-academe, there could be some study done on that. A very, very short focus group discussion lang siguro of the investors, what they think of POGOs, if they think it is bad or good, para makita lang natin yung ano. But that is already a very telling story that other countries have actually banned the POGOs, tapos tayo tinatanggap natin. So, but this is something that, of course, is being discussed at a level higher than my pay grade. So, pag halimbawa, tinanong kami, then we'll just have to come up with some numbers. But of course, usually sasabihin namin we defer to, kapag halimbawa revenue, we defer to the DOF. Yeah. But actually, even the DOF SEC is not really that keen on the
follow-up. The senators may want some statistics from this group when they discuss this POGOs this afternoon and probably in subsequent days also.
Yes.
So that is a possibility.
Yeah. Heads up kay NS Dennis.
We have estimates from the national accounts on the contribution that we can
Okay.
provide. Yeah. Before we were asked naman.
So thank you. Thank you, Secretary Pernia, former Secretary Pernia. Can we have another question on the floor? We will be sharing the presentation of Yusek Edilion in the NSM FB page, and you can also ask your questions or make comments on that. Yes, Dr. Romulo Virola.
Thank you, Rose, for the interesting presentation, challenging presentation. Now, napansin ko maraming hihingin sa Philippine Statistical System, Philippine Statistics Authority. And matagal ng problema ito ng statistics. Hingi ng data. Pero ano naman ang resources na binibigay sa PSA? Nadagdagan ng monthly labor force survey, nadagdagan ng community-based monitoring system, nadagdagan ng ID. Well, of course, nadagdagan ang MOOE, I think, ng PSA significantly. Pero yung mga tao na gagawa niyan, asan sila? And ewan ko kung may tiga-DBM dito, I hope there are. Ang tigas-tigas ng ulo ng DBM, when we ask for PS budget, bigay ng MOOE, pero ang PS ayaw dagdagan. Para magawa tong statistics na ito, kailangan ng mga tao na gagawa. I was told that the unit doing the monthly labor force survey, ilan lang ang tao at hindi nadagdagan. Ewan ko kung anong klaseng mind ang DBM, ano? Pero gusto kong patayin sila sa DBM. My second question, if you may. Natutuwa ako sa presentation mo, Rose. And I remember when you made the presentation on the Ambition 19 a few years back, you talked about the middle income. Napalalaki natin ang middle income. Parang dito nakakalimutan yata ang middle income. Ewan ko if it is hidden somewhere, but sana wag makalimutan ang middle income. And most importantly, parang hindi ko nakita yung focus on good governance. We talk about economic transformation for a resilient economy, pero kung bad governance naman at all levels ang nangyayari, sa tingin ko wala pa rin mangyayari sa atin. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Actually, yung good governance, if I can address the last question first. Yung good governance is part of the enabling condition. Hindi lang kasi wala na. Okay, it's really about practicing good governance and improving bureaucratic efficiency. So, nandun siya. So, in fact, this particular chapter will be subdivided into, I think, three sub-chapters. So, there will really be a focus on good governance. Now, with respect to the first question, under this chapter as well, yung isang sub-chapter which is on bureaucratic efficiency, dito ipapasok yung National Government Right-Sizing Program. Yan. It's not downsizing, it's right-sizing. So that will be actually our opportunity. So we sit in the steering committee. The NEDA sits in the ano bang tawag sa amin? Basta some committee on that government right-sizing program. And we have insisted actually that it's not really about downsizing, it's just right-sizing. And so what I would suggest for all the agencies to do, all the agencies represented here, is for you to already come up with a very, very good, ano ba yung ideal na organizational structure of your agency so that you can address all these concerns. Kami sa NEDA, we have already done that. And I hope that the other agencies have already done that. Para nun, kasi mabilis to eh. We will be asking for, it's part of the President's legislative agenda. And so once it's passed into law, then that will actually give the President the powers to reorganize the bureaucracy. And we will be asking the agencies to submit what do you think is your ideal organizational structure. And of course, there will be some bargaining, you have to be ready to defend naman your structure. But right now, you need to be prepared with that. Kami mismo sa NEDA, we have taken stock of all those additional mandates na binigay sa amin. So many under the Philippine Innovation Act, Digital Skills Workforce Act, the Public Service Act, the Foreign Investment Act, lahat yung mga yon. And so nilista na namin to, and sabi namin, for us to be able to really perform the functions mandated here, stipulated, okay, mga statutory mandates to eh, ito yung kailangan namin. Yon. And therefore, that's also the thing that you will need. And like I said, there will be that defense that needs to be done. So you really have to come up, fully equipped with all those arguments supporting your proposal. Thank you.
Are there other questions? One last more. Okay, let me call on, sige, I will accommodate Sir Nico De Jesus, and then last is Sir Tomas P. Africa.
Okay, thank you po. Really appreciate the presentation you've made, Ma'am Rose. From the private sector, I represent MORES and statistical community in support of our partnership with the PSA. I really feel that we've come at a stage where, as one of your slides showed, that we are all interconnected. And therefore, I'd like to know from you how the private sector, especially the research community, in the analytics community, like for example, the Analytics Association Society of the Philippines, or MORES, can be of service. We've seen how important data is and how different ways of culling data can either wreak havoc in terms of confusion or unite us, and galvanize us into action. It could come in the form of skills, alignment of our skills, understanding standards that's comparable with other countries, and probably championing an overarching principle like, as you said, governance. That's very important for us.
Yes, thank you for the question. In fact, during the pandemic itself, we have enlisted the help of our development partners. Okay, so World Bank, UNICEF, UNDP. So we asked them to help us in really conducting surveys. Marami doon phone surveys lang. And of course, for this one, they will need to engage yung private sector to do the data collection. So it's really important that especially yung private sector, statistical community, for you to build up your capabilities to be able to mobilize right away. Because we really need the data kaagad. Yun. So we need the data right away. There was a special study we asked regarding vaccine hesitancy. Yun. Kasi these are things na kumbaga hinuhulaan lang namin. So dapat may data. Yun. So we asked the help of the UN agencies with that one. So they came up right away with the data, with the survey. So itong ganito. And then, there would be, unfortunately, if you rely on government resources for that, medyo mahirap kasi yung procurement matagalan. And that's the reason why we engage with our development partners. Mabilis sila mag-mobilize resources for that. But rest assured, we are the end users of all those data. So we hope that there could be many more of those firms, because there are so many studies that we would have wanted to be done, except that there are not many who can do it, and at least there are not many who are willing to engage with government. Yung ganun tipo. So that's really we need more partnership, so that like I said, pwede naman na in terms of funding, pwede namang from the development partners, but we still want to be able to guide what are the questions that we want answered. Okay. So yun. For instance, during the COVID, as you know, the cases are being reported by DOH. Yun. Pagkatapos, there is a parallel group that also reports on it. Of course, you already know this, no? Yung OCTA, yan. But my problem there, while we do appreciate that there is that, no? Kasi, yun nga, nauuna sila sa amin kasi may clearing pa, kailangan umabot pa kay Presidente bago mailabas. Yun, samantalang nasa website na. Ganun. So, we would have wanted that they be able to come up with their own data na nakapag-survey sana sila. Yun. So, dun sa usapin ng face shield. Yun. So, dapat sana nagkaroon ng study on that one. Okay? Yung sa usapin ng transport sector, pwede na ba nating luwagan? Yun. Again, dapat sana may ganong klase. So, we're hoping that the private sector can come up with their own studies to be, fiscalizers of all those policies that are being done by government. So yun. First, siguro more engagement with the government. We have been actually, kami at NEDA as well. Now we have been engaging with many of this survey research firm. Just right now, we have an engagement on the Quality of Life Index, which is really on the ambition. Yan. And we hope to have the data by siguro mga February of next year. Yan. So, be open to engaging with government. And then, kapag halimbawa, tulad yun, yung crisis na yun, hopefully you can also do your own independent studies.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir Tomas P. Apricla, our last question for this morning.
Thank you, Yusek Rose, for providing the stimulus for this discussion. I've been working with the statistics laws of different countries, and now we see the trend towards data and statistics, not statistics alone. And if you look at the World Development Report of the World Bank, it's really data for development. And it comes to my mind that for generating information or evidence-based for policy making, it's not only should not only be coming from surveys and censuses, but also from data scientists who would measure Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram, and ano na yung sentiment analysis, sentiment content. It might be a quicker way, dirty but meaningful. So in the absence of surveys being generated, perhaps a group of data scientists in PSA could already develop that method, maybe on an exclusive base without really releasing to the public. What is the sentiment of the people with the access to internet, to Facebook, to Twitter, and all of those? So I think there's that development, and maybe hindi pa panahon, but I think if you look at Australia and New Zealand and the others, they're already talking about data and statistics councils, where the hub, the core, is the National Statistical System. So maybe it's also time, there's still some time, but tulad ng sabi mo, kailangan na yung datos ngayon dahil gipit na tayo. and we're not really in the best of the economic situation. Maybe I think PSA has enough resources coming from the censuses to try an experiment already and feed the NEDA and the cabinet what are the initial findings of this experiment. For all you know, it might release also the pressure on the statistical system for their survey, censuses, and administrative processes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sir Butch. Actually, we did that. No? Kaya lang hindi PSA yung ginamit namin. Pero we always do that, what we call the listening, social media listening. Except that I think if it has to be institutionalized, then you need many safeguards siguro. Yun. That's really important. That's something that can probably be developed going forward, no? Especially within the PSA, an institution that is trusted by our countrymen. But thank you for that suggestion.
Okay, so with that, maraming salamat po, Undersecretary Rose Villan. Thank you very much. And para po for everyone, thank you for your active participation. Before we end this morning session, please allow me to make some announcements. In the afternoon, we will have the simultaneous scientific sessions. Feel free to join any session of your interest. The schedules are provided in the souvenir program inside your bags. Next, we'll have our lunch. The buffet stations are located just outside the ballroom, and the scientific session will start at 1:30. So prior to 1:30, you may proceed to your preferred sessions. So now, let's enjoy our lunch. Thank you very much.